world's first gameplay footage.
I guess I have to be the one to tell you. You're dead. You're obviously new to this whole existence, but truth is, most of you types won't even make it a whole year. We have one rule. You don't break the masquerade.
The city. We're all fighting over scraps here.
Welcome to the first day of the rest of your death. Having fun yet?
Guys, what does it mean to be a vampire in this world?
So in the Empire, what it is, it's kind of a darker version of our world, and the vampires kind of need to keep their presence secret from humanity. So the vampires are kind of staying hidden in the shadows while also needing to feed on human beings and kind of manipulating us in order to get blood.
We're talking about feeding on human beings. I'm getting flashbacks to last year's show. Cara, it's not just a case, though, of sucking blood and filling up your health meter, is it? Actually, different types of blood do different things.
That's right. So we have the resonance system, which means that essentially vampires can kind of see the emotional resonance of human beings, like fear or desire, and then they can feed on those people to like feel the same things as human beings do, to feel more kind of alive, and that can give you like extra boosts in the game.
And there were some really interesting characters in that trailer as well. What kind of relationships are we going to be forming with them as the player?
Well, very fragile, very volatile relationships, very mature relationships, so it's going to be a fun time.
And one thing that was really intriguing to me when I was learning about this game is you don't just get bitten and turn into Nosferatu, Dracula, or Brad Pitt. And to be honest, I think you should maybe put Brad Pitt into the game, because then I'm definitely playing it. You actually have to adjust to your environment to becoming a vampire, Sarah.
That's right. So essentially, in the game, when you were made as a vampire, sort of very young vampire, a lot of other vampires are made at the same time in this thing called the mass embrace. And that means that essentially they're having a less lucky time than you in the world. You're having a relatively good time compared to them because they don't know what they're doing. They're going through vampire puberty on their own, and you might have a family, you might have, say, a wife and children, and you are morally objecting to drinking blood to survive. And so you might have a less good time, let's say, than the player is having. So you can find them throughout the world as well.
And Brian, the first game came out in 2004. You've been waiting 15 years for this. Any pressure?
Yeah, tons of pressure. But yeah, we're going to make it worth it.
Well, you know what? I think there are people around the world watching this, and of course the audience here, and they all can't wait to play this game. Can you wait, guys? There you go. So I think you've convinced everyone here now. When are we going to be able to play the game?
We're going Q1 next year.
Fantastic. And when can we learn more?
Bloodlines2.com.
Thank you so much, Brian and Cara. Good luck. Give it up, guys. Thank you so much. Now, have you ever wanted to play Dwarf Fortress in space? Starmancer is a space station sim from Ominux Games and Chucklefish. After a catastrophe on Earth, humanity has launched a desperate attempt to find refuge among the stars. Your task is to manage a colony capable of sustaining life, crafting components, controlling colonists, and sending out crews to mine asteroids. But when you're living in space, there can be big consequences for even the smallest mistakes. Let's take a look at the brand new gameplay for Starmancer.
both started as modders, and now they each independently run their own studio. Let's welcome to the stage, from Tripwire, John Gibson, and from Torn Banner, Steve Piggott.
Hey, Sean.
Now I understand. Both of you started as modders, working independently, and running your own studios. Talk to me about the collaboration that you started together.
Yes,
Hi guys.
We've known
Sorry I
the Torn
didn't
Banner guys
start
for a
this
long
up
time,
sooner.
even giving them some advice
I
when
started
they were
it
modders,
like
going commercial, helping them not make the mistakes that we
generally
made.
where they
And,
started,
we've
but
been friends,
there
and
was a
we've
few
always
things
wanted to
missed,
work
like
together. And now we've sort of formed this independent former
One
mod
sec.
team professional super group to get an awesome game out to fans.
Yeah, and for us, this is a dream partnership as well. We've always been really close with Tripwire, and we really respect their games. We see them as one of the few studios that's bringing true innovation to the FPS genre, and that's what we're all about as well.
Well, let's take a look at this upcoming collaboration between Torn Banner and Tripwire.
You go first. It's your chicken. Follow me, provider! For the order! Kill them! Kill them!
sorry, what I was saying was
Talk to me about Chivalry 2, Steve.
Well,
this
Chivalry 2 is about bringing players into their favorite medieval movie battle scenes. And
I'm gonna bring them down for a sec so I can talk. Usually I don't do PC gaming show because they tend to be slow, but it seems they're actually being kind of rapid fire this time around. So since this wasn't really planned for, I started as soon as possible, as soon as I saw that they changed the way they're doing it. So we only missed one game so far. Well, I missed a game because I wasn't up here when they just showed the last one. But the very first game they showed was like some evil corporation simulator thing. And I didn't start the stream until that after it was shown.
really allows us to add a lot of drama to the game and bring experiences like the Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones.
Don't worry, we'll ignore the last season. Just Battle of the Bastards is going to be in the game.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to ask about
But yeah.
the element to Chivalry 2. I mean, I know it's a really critical element.
Yeah, and this time around we've
I don't know.
We'll
We'll see what we got here today.
every sense.
Yeah.
We've attempted to completely revamp the combat, movement, and animation systems so that every swing, every action of the combat feels readable and fair.
Okay, I've got, like, my brain's like falling apart trying to talk and focus on what they're talking about. But yeah,
It's very, very fluid.
I just decided that I would do this.
And it's, you know,
Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts. You folks are in for some treats.
Melee combat games, you hit a button and there's like a full animation swing and then you sort of reset. So it's kind of these discrete, chunky times. I understand that. in Chivalry 2,
But yeah,
operates differently than that.
Yeah, we kind of think of it like when you're swimming, where you're kind of constantly.
I just got Minesweeper Battle Royale.
A core part of our
I
game
just-
this time around is
I got my lunch and stuff, and again, like I wasn't planning on doing this, so it's not nothing's put together. My brain isn't even put together for this.
and story on the battlefield.
Well, I mean, I do have to ask. You're talking about swordplay and mastery, but
But yeah, I'm just gonna let them talk and go on about crap, and I'm just gonna eat for now. But I'll still be here.
Always been to
You'll
make
see
sure
me
that players can
sitting
take the game as
in the
seriously
camera.
as they want
Hi.
to, and also as silly as they want to. We know that probably about half our audience plays the game drunk, And we love that.
At least half.
Yeah.
That's an important metric to track.
And the game has a huge influence from Monty Python as well. I mean, in the over-the-top voiceovers and the role-playing opportunities. I mean, the game is genuinely hilarious. As an example, you can beat a man with a chicken while quoting Shakespeare.
Like picking up a chicken as a
yeah,
weapon.
physically
that's a
clubbing
mechanic.
him to death with
Well,
a chicken.
that's excellent. Well, I mean, I have to ask, when can people get their hands on Chivalry 2?
So Chivalry 2 is coming out early 2020, and it's coming first to the Epic Games Store.
Oh, look forward to checking it out in early 2020. Gentlemen, John Gibson and Steve Piggott with Chivalry 2. Thank you so much. We are just getting started here at the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
You're watching the PC Gaming Show. Coming up, build a world for wildlife in Planet Zoo. From the creators of Dark
What is this, a show?
From the Ashes.
Next time
Baldur's Gate
on PC
and
Gaming
more
Show.
trailers, interviews, and gameplay footage.
That was a brand new trailer for Mosaic, a dark and atmospheric adventure game coming later this year from developer Killbyte and publisher Raw Fury. So how are you guys enjoying it so far? There's been some swords, some space stations, vampire puberty. We're listening to your reactions to the PC Gaming Show throughout the entire broadcast, no matter what platform you're watching and ranting on, so keep them coming. Our next game is a ghost-themed multiplayer hide-and-seek game inspired by a popular mod. Charge up your proton packs and get ready for Midnight Ghost Hunt.
When the night falls, there's only you and me. When the night falls,
Is this another prop hunt game?
darling, if you only knew,
Yeah, it totally looks like it.
make you feel brand
They've made so many prop hunt games.
So just tell me, where are you?
Too bad I lack friends to play prop hunt with.
Big surprise for you.
Ooh, the props can attack back though. Oh, that's interesting. The props are allowed to fight back.
Big surprise for you.
That's fun.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Midnight Ghost Hunt is the dynamic one-man team. Creative director, programmer, designer, it's Sam Malone.
Thank you for having me.
Sam, please tell us what is going on in that. What is Midnight Ghost Hunt all about?
So Midnight Ghost Hunt is a multiplayer ghost hunting hide-and-seek game. You can play either as ghosts or ghost hunters, like a 4v4 format.
I see.
The ghosts can hide inside average everyday objects around the haunted house. The goal is to look like harmless furniture, but on the inside, they're not so harmless ghosts as you saw.
Yeah, and if I'm understanding correctly, it's not about hiding as a lamp to try to assault and take out a hunter. It's actually, you would do that so that way you can keep running away and continue to hide.
Exactly. So the main objective of the ghosts is to try to stay hidden as long as they can until the time runs out, until the clock strikes midnight. Midnight being kind of the hour of the ghosts, basically. They can fight back if they like, but in general, they want to try to hide. But if there's a hunter kind of off by himself, he can quickly just hit him in the back of the head and knock him out real quick, and he has less hunters to deal with at that point.
I see. Well, what's the identity of the hunters? I mean, we've been seeing furniture flying all over the place. What are the hunters doing?
So the hunters, it kind of can be divided into two different segments. The first part of the game is kind of almost like a detective game because they're sort of trying to figure out where the ghosts are hiding because it's not really obvious at first glance. So they've got gadgets like a footprint tracker, they've got like a radar like you saw, to try to narrow down where in the haunted house these ghosts are hiding, basically. As soon as the first ghost is found, though, it starts getting a bit more chaotic. There's ragdolls flying everywhere, and they have that cannon to really try to smash the ghosts into pieces. So those are kind of the two aspects of the ghosts.
I see. Well, talk to me a little bit about the inspiration for Midnight Ghost Hunt. I understand it's based on Gary's mod called Prop Hunt.
Right. So that's definitely a big inspiration, but the big twist for us is that the props fight back. You saw the furniture, they hurl themselves at you, they knock you out, they send you flying. So it kind of almost becomes like this action hide-and-seek sort of mashup. You have a reason to be a little bit afraid of the things that you're hunting. So that changes up the dynamic a good amount, I think.
And I want to ask about when the clock strikes midnight. We saw the very spooky red color pop up. We didn't see what happens then. What's going on then?
So midnight, if even one ghost survives 4 minutes into the match, then you hear this ominous grandfather clock chime across the map. All the lights will actually flicker out. It'll get really dark and scary, and all of the ghosts that were destroyed actually return as vengeful spirits. They're a lot more powerful than before, and they glow a very brilliant red. So at this point, the tables have turned. The hunters are now the hunted, and they just need to try to work together to stay alive long enough for their evac to come, which is another 4 minutes or so. Usually the ghosts win when it gets to midnight.
Are you talking about like 90% of the time?
Like 90, yeah, usually because the ghosts are so overpowered at midnight. Right. The hunters are doing whatever they can to try to prevent midnight from even occurring by destroying all of the ghosts and clearing the house, basically.
Well, awesome. When can people get the chance to try out Midnight Ghost Hunt?
So we'll be running an alpha event later in the summer. You can sign up at midnightghosthunt.com. I'd also like to give a shout out to our Discord, discord.gg/.
My phone is fucking garbage. Just restarted itself randomly.
As well as on our main website.
Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Malone
Fuck.
from Vaulted Sky Games.
Sorry, but I'm so pissed off. I was using it as a remote to control the whole freaking stream, but decided, oh, I don't need to work.
The balcony, and if I understand correctly, Frankie, this is a sequel.
You do understand correctly, Sean, yes. It's a big sequel to a small indie game. Unexplored 2 is a procedural adventure, a roguelike that challenges you to fight, to be clever, and to solve its mysteries. Explore a beautiful world, engage with its creatures, and befriend its people. Search for magic lakes and ancient statues until you die. And die again. This is Unexplored 2.
of the biggest bang for your buck that you can get when building a new rig is investing in a new monitor. And here to talk about a groundbreaking new display is Samsung's Dean Dalcero. Welcome, Dean.
Thanks, Sean.
What you got for us?
Today we're here to announce the new Samsung C27 RG5 Curve gaming monitor.
Well, let's take a look. Dean, we've seen the video, and I got to start asking. Talk to me about some of those juicy features and specs.
So it's a 240 hertz curved gaming panel. We believe it's a world first. So you have lag-free and tear-free performance. And we think that the curved, it's 1500 R radius, is going to be a very immersive experience that you wouldn't get from a traditional flat panel.
And I wanted to ask a little bit about some of the color specs.
Sure, it's a 3000 to 1 contrast ratio. So you get those deeper blacks, brighter whites,
Right.
and hopefully you'll see your enemies first before they see you in the dark scenes.
Yeah, and I understand it also has G-Sync. I saw that flash up on the screen as well.
First G-Sync compatible monitor, so we're super excited about that.
Well, since this is the PC gaming show and we're showing off a huge variety of games here, what are the types of games that you would expect that 240 hertz refresh rate and the G-Sync to work well with?
Sure, so we think everybody's going to appreciate the speed and the performance, but ultimately, esports first-person shooters are really going to benefit.
Right. Well, of course, I have to ask, not just when is it available, but what type of cost are we talking?
Sure, so it'll be available in mid-July for under $400 for a 27-inch panel. So it expands our gaming lineup to 8 models. Yeah.
Because when you said 400, I mean, that's the 27-inch is
Right.
the $400 model. Wow.
Yeah, so
Hey, guys.
the gaming lineup will be expanded to 8 models, ranging from 24 all the way up to a 49-inch dual QHD. Check out samsung.com/gaming240 or see us in the back of the room for more info.
Yeah, that's right. For any of you in the audience, it's there. You can go there for it.
It's not 4K.
It's not 4K.
Not for that price point.
Well, I want to let you know that we have all sorts of great presentations and games coming up. Let's look at what's coming up in the PC Gaming Show.
Coming up.
Stay tuned for more announcements, trailers, and never-before-seen footage, including Gearbox answers burning questions about Borderlands 3, the next game from Clay Entertainment. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole in Valfaris, and more. And now the PC Gaming Show presents What's Next from Funcom.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the warm applause. It's very exciting for all of us at Funcom to be here at the PC Gaming Show for the very first time ever. And naturally, we would like to show some of the cool stuff that we've been working on. So without further ado, here are some of the games coming for 2019.
Something strange is going on all across the zone.
Switch, Xbox One, PC, PlayStation 4. I have this game on PC.
A lot's happened since you've been traveling, Khan. You could use your skills.
Stalkers got each other's backs, right? What happens to you happens to me.
He needs to say A. How's it going, A? He is a moose. Moons of Madness.
Please welcome to the stage, founder and director of Mighty Kingdom, Philip Mays.
So yeah, at Funcom we've been doing our own games for over 26 years now. But recently we had the great pleasure to be working with some other very talented developers and help them publish their games. And on that note, I'd like to introduce Phil Mays. He is founder of Mighty Kingdom, a studio out of Australia, who has been working with us on something a little different.
Thank you, Natasha. So on April 1st this year, we put out a little trailer for something called Conan Chop Chop. And considering the date, it was perhaps no surprise that people decided that that was an April Fool's joke. So yeah, we have a little surprise for you. Check this out.
It's not an April Fool's joke? Is that what you're insinuating? It's like, haha, you fools. We weren't joking at all. Looks fun.
So there you have it, Conan Chop Chop. It's a roguelike action-adventure game. It's very real, and it's coming to PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch on September the 3rd this year. It's 2019. We also have a playable version here at E3 at our demo room, so if you want to give stick figure Conan a try, then please don't hesitate to drop by. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would say semi-stick figure, because he did have a body. He just had stick figure arms and legs.
Last Oasis is a nomadic survival game set in a post-apocalyptic future where the Earth has stopped rotating. The last humans need to outrun the blazing sun in massive open-world environments. Good times. But cheer up, sunshine. This is one of the most original-looking multiplayers we've seen, with interesting ideas underneath. A player-driven economy and some truly incredible death machines.
Did she say that on purpose?
On July 15th, let's
In
take a
croony?
trip to the last Oasis.
Croony.
My tribe built wooden legs to lift us over the burning sands.
Tat 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 tat. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't see my audio escalating, so I didn't know if you guys could hear me. That's how I tell if I'm picking up, is seeing that audio escalate. Should be. Dinosaur with lasers. I saw penguins.
The name of the game is Age of Wonders Planetfall, a 4X strategy game. And joining me on the stage to talk about it is the game director, Leonard Sass, and principal gameplay developer, Tom BERD. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Good to be here.
Thanks.
So, Leonard, just give us the gist of what Age of Wonders Planetfall is all about.
Sure. Age of Wonders is a turn-based strategy game where you play as one of the survivors of a shattered galactic empire. At the start of the game, you choose or create your own faction.
Yeah.
They include the Vanguard Expeditionary Forces, who are in cryosleep when everything went to hell. There's scavenging cyborgs, or the Amazon bioengineers who ride dinosaurs into battle.
Yeah. You know, I want to ask, because there's a pretty broad range of 4X strategy games, to give a sense of what the gameplay is, I just want to start from the beginning of a game. What happens when you first land on the planet?
Well, each race has their own spaceship. The spaceship comes down onto the planet. The planet is where the entire game takes place. And that spaceship will then transform into your
Syndicate.
colony, where your entire empire begins, your sort of attempt to take over the world. Around you, you've got a number of sectors, and each of these sectors has a little story, well, not most of them. So maybe you'll find a genetics lab, which is still full of horrible mutant creatures, an entertainment complex overrun by horrible robot monsters, a temple with holes in the
Keanu in every game.
Get you.
And I did see in the trailer dinosaurs with lasers, correct?
Dinosaurs with lasers.
Perfect.
Cats with lasers. No, sorry, no cats with lasers.
I'm so sorry to disappoint all of you. No cats with lasers. You have to settle with dinosaurs. You know, I saw the expansive tech tree show up in
What's
the
up,
game
penguins?
briefly, and I know that
I like penguins.
resource and tech is a huge part of strategy games. How does that function?
They didn't have lasers though.
Part of these tech trees come from your origin race. They sort of represent the past of where you came from. They include new units, new modules for your units, like jetpacks for your troopers, orbital laser cannons you can launch from space, social doctrines, it's not all about war. And then the second part of your tech tree comes from your secret technology, and that's all about the future of your faction. So you can create like a combination between man and machine or man and computers. Others include doomsday technologies that allows you to infect the entire population with alien brain-eating parasites, or win the game by splitting space-time.
I love how many details you're giving me of the horrors that await on the planet.
The future is not a pretty place.
Well, I want to ask about some of the combat that we saw, because in a lot of strategy games, the combat can be very brief. It just, you know, shows two armies pinging off each other. But I understand that the tactical layer is quite rich.
Right, so when combat starts, you'll see, like on the world map, maybe like a little sort of space lab or something like that. When you go into combat, you will zoom all the way in, and you will be inside the lab. You'll see all the pipes and all of the goops flowing around. All of your units, which you've been putting together and built, are now deployed. In turn-based combat, you can move them into cover, use their abilities, shoot laser cannons. Maybe you've chosen advanced, so you've got like a bunch of space dwarves in little metal suits that have big holes in the ground, like shoot from the holes. Maybe you've chosen the Kirko, sort of horrible alien bug monsters. They run forwards and slash people and puke acid on them, that kind of thing.
I mean, how long do some of these battles wind up lasting?
It depends. A short battle can be maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but at the end of the game, you know, you've got a massive siege with like 20 units on your side, 20 units on their side. You've got orbital cannons blasting holes in the world, and that can maybe take 30 minutes.
Well, talk to us about when we can play the game.
Okay. The game is due this August 6th. It's going to be available on PC, multiple platforms, consoles, and it's available for pre-order now.
Well, lovely. Hey.
Oh, I hate when the streams glitch.
It's AOW-planetfall.com.
Stretch.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's less than 2 months away. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you.
Stretch.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Frankie, I have to ask you, what year is it?
Why? The year is 1946, Sean, my dear boy. Europe lies in ruins torn apart by the satanic Plan Z. A brave band of heroes cast the Fuhrer into hell, but little do they know, the nightmare is far from
Echo,
over.
echo.
Achtung! This is the world exclusive
There's like,
reveal of the
nah,
next
not
shooter
dealing with this, and they left.
for Elite 4.
That's what you were building up to? Sniper Elite 4?
Rated M for mature.
the actual gameplay. Oh. Zombies. Why always the zombies? Yeah. Why don't they try other monsters like Frankensteins? Fight a bunch of Frankensteins. Well, like the whole point of zombies is they come in bunches, like loads of or not Frankensteins. Did I say Frankensteins? My zombies. Or should I say zombies? Ah, my brain. The whole point that they're using zombies is there's always a big bunch of them, and that's what makes them dangerous, is when there's loads of them. And they're slow, yet dangerous. So, it doesn't start off super hard with zombies, but over time, it becomes hard because the mass of zombies becomes a problem. There's so many that you can't really deal with all of them, and then you have to like sort of kite them and stuff. So the formula of zombies works so well, but like, why not try to take the formula of zombies and do it with a different monster? Frankensteins. Let's make it so, well, because Frankensteins are also very slow too, right? Frankensteins are also very slow like zombies, except there's not a lot of Frankensteins. They can't like bite someone and then turn them into another Frankenstein. But let's say there was
a love letter to classic JRPGs. What's next for Warframe? A surreal noir adventure set before, during, and after the Big Bang. Baldur's Gate 3 and more.
Sorry, what I was saying is, let's say don't have as many Frankensteins for the amount of zombies that they usually do, but like Frankenstein would be more stronger than a zombie. He'd take more hits, so you won't need so many Frankensteins. Just get a decent amount each wave, and that would be the thing. And they'd be more stronger, so you'd have to avoid them more. You couldn't have one sneak up behind you and kill you because they'd hit more harder than a zombie. They're only substitute I can think of. Vampires are pretty shifty and fast. Same with werewolves. It's like Frankensteins, they're so slow because of the size. Their size. Death.
They are here.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Remnant from the Ashes. In that trailer, we got the chance to see so much new gameplay footage and new environments. Let's welcome the CEO of Gunfire Games, David Adams. So David, I want to ask right away, for those who are unfamiliar with Remnant from the Ashes, what game is it?
So Remnant's a co-op action shooter set on an apocalyptic Earth and across a bunch of cool fantasy worlds.
And I mean, in that trailer, we got the chance to see a huge variety of different environments. Like, what are these different places? Who's the player in this story?
So as a player, you're on sort of a Odyssey-like quest to save the world, and we really wanted to have a bunch of different cool locales that you go to just to experience a bunch of different stuff. And you start on Earth, but it rapidly changes very quickly as you get into the game.
And one thing that we've talked about before is that replayability is a huge focus of the game, that you could play through it 10 times and still be seeing new bosses, new monsters, new locations. How exactly does that work?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest features of the game is the dynamic generation system. So we generate the maps, the enemies, the quests, NPCs, bosses, everything.
You built those all by hand, right?
Yeah, it's all hand scripted, but the system takes all the pieces and stitches it together. So you might play the game and come into work and say, hey, I talked to a giant tree and fought a dragon boss, and I'll be like, I met a guy in a helicopter, an old guy in a helicopter, and killed a tree ant. And we'd have completely different experiences playing the same game.
And you just have to keep going through and eventually explore what all the possibilities are.
Yeah, you can play the game over and over again.
Or they think you're a crazy person because you thought you fought some living tree thing.
Jumping in and seeing what you get.
Well, I want to ask about loot, which is, I understand, a big part of the game. How does it function alongside this ever-shifting gameplay experience?
Yeah, the loot in the game is all legendary items, and it's tied into the dynamic generation. So if you fight a boss or meet an NPC or get a cool, unique side quest, it generally coincides with a cool, unique item. It might be a boss weapon or a magical item or armor. So if you play the game and you get all completely different events, you'll have different equipment than I have.
And in the trailer, I also saw that there were 3 people walking through these, and you mentioned the co-op experience. How does co-op function in the world?
So the game's full co-op from beginning to end. You can jump in at any point, and the game's definitely slower paced, more difficult. I mean, you will die a lot in this game, so
awesome.
There's a huge advantage to bringing your friends to come in there and help you take down bosses or fight off different events or just generally progress through the world.
Yeah, well, I was a big fan of
Gosh darn it.
Bloodborne and Dark Souls.
Sorry, I'm playing a puzzle game while I'm listening.
What's the release date? Where can people go for more information?
So Remnant's coming out August 20th.
Keep bringing the lines the wrong way.
Xbox and PS4, and if you pre-order the game now, you can actually get in early and start playing the game August 16th.
Well, awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, David Adams from Gunfire Games. Thanks so much for talking to us about Remnant. And as we mentioned earlier, keep those questions coming. I will be asking on stage the creative director of Borderlands 3 everything you want to know. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, just use #PCGamingShow. And until that time, let's talk about our next title. This one was announced 2 years ago at the PC Gaming Show here. It's a game from Clay Entertainment called Griftlands. It's changed quite a bit in the last 2 years. It's now a deck-building roguelike where you don't just fight, but you also negotiate your way through a broken-down sci-fi world. It's going to be available on the Epic Game Store in one short month on July 11th in alpha. Let's take a look at some of the footage of what you'll be playing.
It's a card game with talking and with attacking. So you can get help. Looked fun.
Planet Zoo is the latest game from the makers of the brilliant Planet Coaster. Please welcome Piers Jackson and Lisa Bowens from Frontier Developments. Now, Piers, what kind of zoo are we going to be running here?
So Planet Zoo is a new management sim game from us. It involves you building and looking after a modern zoo, and you get to look after the most authentic animals we believe you've ever seen in a video game. Each of our animals are unique. They have their own needs, their own desires, and their own behaviours. They interact with each other and react with the world you build around them. And today, for the very first time, we're really excited to show everyone here our gameplay video and to announce our launch date.
Well, fantastic. Let's buy the world's largest family pass and take a look inside.
Adorable. In-game footage. In-game footage, yeah, it's very, very small text. I like how they make sure you know that it's not in-game footage, but then when it is in-game footage, they don't want you to know it is. Oh! I didn't need to watch that hippo poo. Monkey! Planet Zoo. November.
Lisa, I love some of the animal shenanigans here. I mean, hippos pooing.
Shenanigans.
It's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to play it. But before we saw the trailer, Piers mentioned this is a modern zoo, but what exactly does that mean?
So nowadays when you go to the zoo, you're not just going to see all the lovely, pretty animals. You go there, you want to be, learning about conservation, you want to learn about the research that they're doing, you want to be educated. And these are all things that you're going to be able to do in Planet Zoo. And these ideas of the modern zoo is really what we take to heart, and we're going to be promoting, the health and the welfare of your animals as the most important thing to do.
And Piers, when
The
can we
frig?
see more gameplay, and when are we going to
With all the music.
ourselves?
So we're obviously demoing the game all this week at E3, but most people aren't going to be able to see that. So we've recorded our presentation. Lisa's done a fantastic voiceover for it, and we'll be releasing that onto Frontier's YouTube channel. That goes live this Friday at 11 AM Pacific time.
Well, fantastic. I cannot wait to watch. Thank you so much for joining us, Piers and Lisa, everyone.
She's lying. She's not gonna watch it.
A very special guest all the way from Japan.
Ooh, I'm almost done. It looks like a coat hanger.
Gaming industry legend.
I think it is. My puzzle's finished. It's a coat stand.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the stage is a legend of Japanese game development. It's Mr. Yu Suzuki. The brains behind the following games: Hang On, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner, Virtual Racing, and Virtual Fighter. Yusan also created the Shenmue series, and he's here to talk about
Shenmue
3 right now. Take it away, Yusan.
この場に立てて光栄です。I am so honored to be here standing on the stage today. それと20年支えてくれたファンの皆さん、ありがとう。I just want to say thank you to all the fans supporting me for the long 20 years. Thank you very much.
ありがとう。ありがとう。ありがとう。
That's right. Let's take a world exclusive look at Shenmue 3.
Woo! I think I did this puzzle wrong.
Honestly, I don't think your kung fu is strong enough.
Grandmaster,
Work in progress, game not final.
A long time ago, martial arts were bad, but humans are interesting creatures. They practiced in secret, away from prying eyes, and became stronger. One even practiced atop this very boat. Nam-Tren survived the ban and was passed on in this way.
Oh.
what did you say to me?
Stop it.
They threaten and extort money.
You know he's tough because he's got a band-aid on his face.
Everyone in town is afraid.
Really tough.
Regardless. Hey, wait right there. Okay.
This is him, the Japanese guy who got in our way.
You've got some guts to barge in here on your own.
I'm assuming that was supposed to be a tease for a character that you would know if you played the other ones.
I know so many people have been waiting for Shenmue 3. I would like to once again thank you.
Because it
so
just
much.
showed his
Thank you,
shoes,
Sam,
like
for
you
joining
were
us
supposed to
today.
be like, oh my god, and then they just teased it.
Now our next title is near and dear to my childhood heart. It's based upon a game I grew up playing called Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Let's take a look at an upcoming collaboration between Coffee Stain Studios and Lava Potion.
Ooh, I like the art style.
Essence within you, it is who we are. In dead or in living, it's near and it's far. In human and beasts of the land, it flows through the forests, it breathes the sand.
Songs of Conquest.
The name of the game is Songs of Conquest. And here to
Yeah,
and talk
I
about it is
know.
the lead
I
designer
just
from
read
Lava
it.
Potion,
Jeez.
Carl Pochfeld. Hey, Carl. Hi, hey, thanks. I mean, let's just start off for anyone who maybe hasn't played the Heroes of Might and Magic series. What is Song of Conquest all about?
It's all about, well, you kind of start out with in the town that you just saw.
It's all about stuff.
And from there you recruit
You
your
know,
wielders,
kind of
which is
stuff
what we
that you
call our
like to
commander.
do.
And you recruit an army, and then you kind of send off your wielders on an adventure. And they go exploring.
You
the world,
like
they pick
stuff,
up
right?
resources to flag mines, and with those
Who doesn't
resources,
like
you
stuff?
upgrade your town, so you can get more stuff, and that's kind of what you
Ooh,
do.
more
Adventure
stuff.
and tragedy combined.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
I know that part of
Actually, I'm
the
not
core
sorry.
loop
I
is
like it.
obviously get the resources
Funny.
to build up the township, but for what
Stuff,
reason?
stuff.
Armies, man. Talk to me about those juicy battles.
Never be sorry about things you like, even if they're annoying. It's
So you
fun.
go to combat, you bring all your troops in, and you start by deploying them, and then all the troops at different
Even
stats,
if it drives your viewers insane.
They go in initiative order, and then you slug it out, and it's a bit like chess, but instead of like pawns and bishops, you have like horned wands and face spirits.
Great. Griffins and so on.
Yeah, and all those things.
Griffins and people and things and magic. Oh, everybody wants to play this game right now. Cause it's got pixels and lots pixels. Who doesn't like pixels? Oh, pixels are fun.
So basically, in the Songs of Conquest universe, everything has an essence.
Grab
within
all
them,
the
so like
pixels and shove
your
them
troops
down
have
your
an
throat.
essence.
Everybody loves pixels. Who doesn't? Oh,
Oh, I see.
I screwed up this puzzle. Now I fixed it.
A troop that has that essence, like
Loving the pixels are awesome as
then you can't do the magic. So
shit.
yeah, so
What?
if you're fighting someone, you kind of have to like
Excuse me?
what to kill off. Like, do you want to destroy their magic or their powerful troops?
Where can people go to get
Put
more information?
together
And as
the
always,
puzzle so
when's it
you
coming?
can win. What is it supposed to be? I don't know yet.
But you can go to songsofconquest.com and sign up for
Doing the puzzle is very coming.
As you know,
Oh
I'm
my
really
god,
looking
I
forward to
just
playing it,
screwed
Carl.
up
Thanks
the
for joining us.
puzzle. Again. No!
Our next title
No!
is an update to a popular co-op game. Let's see what's in store for Vermintide 2.
I screwed up the puzzle. And he's talking about vermin. It's you! You get to play as the vermin. That's fun. Fun stuff. Gosh diggity darn it. I keep messing up.
You just saw the reveal of the new PvP mode coming to Vermintide 2, which turns the Warhammer Fantasy cooperative game into something even more brutally competitive. It looks deliciously vile.
Brutally competitive porn?
Making him or her cry little baby rat tears behind their computer screen. You can sign up now for the Vermintide 2 versus beta at vermintide2.com/version. Versus.
What if I don't want to sign up for the beta? What if I just want to beat him?
Starting from a single drone in your landing site and
ah! Oh, that was so good. Oh, I love that one. I'm gonna hold on to that one. What if I want to beat him my nuts? It's so stupid and I love it. God damn it. And it helped me finish my puzzle. What's going on? Cereal!
So they can succeed where we fail. So they can build us a home.
My puzzle was cereal.
On that distant.
Are you cereal?
Today,
I'm just doing puzzles. Why they talk on about other video games I don't care about. La 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 la. Something.
Of course, I'm with you, Houston.
Houston, we have a problem. I shot the guy next to me and he had the controls, so I'm doomed. I don't know how to fly this thing.
In the Assassin's Creed universe, our next guest sent players back in time to rewrite history. But for his debut project with
No! You don't want to make anachronisms and stuff.
To where humanity began. Here to tell us all about ancestors is creative director and co-founder Patrice Desolé. Welcome, Patrice.
Thank you for having me. Really happy to be here. I've been waiting 10 years to come back on a big stage at E3 showing off a game.
Well, it's fantastic to have you back. I just want to ask, what inspired you to tell the story of human evolution?
Well, when I started Panache, I needed a game.
Because he thinks he's God.
You can do a lot of things. You need a character and
puzzles and puzzles, I got so many puzzles. Doing the puzzles while I wait for this guy to talk about his thing that is not a puzzle.
Because I won't have to build a city, I won't have to build technology.
Ooh, I think someone's knocking for me.
Because we built Africa 10 million years ago. And that's not easy to build.
It doesn't sound easy. I mean, how have you turned those themes into gameplay?
Well, you play our last common ancestor, right, of all the big apes, and then you have to explore your environment, and eventually you expand your territory, you expand your clan, because you're not playing that one badass character.
Is this about Planet of the Apes?
Of badass character. And eventually you evolve into different species, up until Lucy the Australopithecus roughly 2 million years ago.
I imagine our ancestors had more issues to deal with than we do today. There's going to be a lot more dangers in this world, so tell me a bit more about those.
Well, it's all about from a prey to a predator. Basically, at the beginning of the game, everybody's there to kill you and devour you. And basically, at the end, it's pretty much you. You're the predator, and everybody's afraid of you. And that's the
They
idea of
should be.
Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey.
So, Patrice, ultimately, what is the key to evolving your clan successfully?
Curiosity. You need to explore.
But that killed the cat.
You know, I made game about characters and you needed to follow the story I wrote for you. This time, you're basically writing the story, right? There's no story per se inside. It's not about going and see.
It's per SE. Excuse me.
Mini maps and the little dots. It's about you.
Per
hey,
SE.
Homo sapiens. Can you survive like our ancestors did? And that's the question I'm asking the players.
No.
For you to answer that
No, I
question,
cannot.
August 27th.
Well, I was going
on PC first.
I was going to ask you when we can see it, and you answered my question first. Thank you so much,
getting
Patrice.
good at this.
As Patrice says, Ancestors will be released August 27th, and you can learn more at Ancestors Game.
Puzzles, puzzles, puzzles. Got so many puzzles. Puzzle, puzzle, puzzle. Got so many puzzles. Puzzle, puzzle, puzzles. Doing all the puzzles. Puzzle, p puzzle, p puzzle, p puzzle, p puzzle, puzzle, puzzle. Got the puzzles. Papa the puzzle, 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 puzzle. Don't take Yoda's thing and turn it into a song. He did not give you permission. Does he get royalties for that? No, no. Jeez. Box! You'll feel like a million. Box! It's like he's cutting him off. It's like, I want to say it. Box! Sorry, but I really have not been watching the montage. Do like the song though. And one more thing. Oh, I love when one more thing happens. You better be saving the biggest thing for last. Nope, doesn't look like it. Is this chess? Dota chess? I know that's a thing. Is this like a new auto chess? Not Dota chess. Dota chess is a thing, right? And it sort of looks like that, where it's like monsters fighting on like a chessboard.
Indeed, auto chess has turned out to be a sensation, with hundreds of thousands, millions of players getting a taste of it. And here to talk about its coming to PC is Loring Lee. Take it away, Loring.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Loring Lee. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Yeah. I'm the CEO and founder of Dragon's Game. Dragon's Game is a game developer and publisher comes from China.
Ooh, I'm making a blender now.
Here today on this stage to introduce
How
our
exciting.
game, Auto Chess, to all of you. This is really an exciting moment for us. And so
See, he thinks it's exciting that I'm making a blender.
This is a real engaging game of Auto Chess. Dragon's now is working with the creator of Auto Chess.
About done. Yay! I made a blender! Well, that's a white screen. A blender!
Both on PC and mobile. So that everyone from anywhere with any device can enjoy the same fun of Auto Chess. Now we are building the PC version with by using the game engine of Unreal Engine 4. As everyone knows, Unreal Engine is one of the best game engines of the world. With the help of Epic Games and by the power of Unreal, I believe we can finish our job quickly and efficient.
Give this guy a medal. He's trying real hard.
I'm very glad to announce the PC version of Auto Chess will be coming to the Epic Game Store. I look forward.
Those people were hesitant to clap.
Playing Auto Chess on PC later this year. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Loring Lee.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Thanks so much for sharing the news with us. Once again, Auto Chess, if you have not played it, you must check it out. It is so fun. Our next title with Frankie up above, I understand is an inspired indie game.
We'll find out, Sean, because one of the things we love about PC gaming is the way that game creators from all over the world can draw inspiration from one another's work. Cris Tales is a great example of that, a gorgeous indie love letter to classic JRPGs developed by a team in Colombia. Cris Tales' spin on the genre brings a unique perspective that lets you see the past, present, and future on one screen at the same time. So you'll see the future change based on your decisions in real time. Here's the world-exclusive reveal of Cris Tales.
What am I making now?
If you saw what was, what is, and what would be. If you knew how it ends. Would you change it? Could you make the hard decisions? And would you be strong enough to fight?
Would you change it? I don't know. Does it suck? It all depends.
If you learn from the past and act in the present, you can rewrite the future.
If my future rocks, then of course I'm not gonna change it. A demo on Steam.
In PC gaming, it's not the size of your weapon, it's how you use it. And I'm holding...
Oh, God.
Well, quite frankly, it's a bit average, isn't it? It's just your average, Glock, really. No. It's one of the ridiculous alien weapons from our next game, Valfaris.
She chose to call it a Glock.
2D action platformer.
Amazing.
Inspired by true old-school classics like Contra and Turrican. Assuming the role of fearless warrior Therian, players must blast and slash their way through the doomed citadel of Valfaris, overcoming its deadly environments and enemies before challenging the arcane evil at its very heart. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole. From publisher Big Sugar, this is Valfaris.
Blue rock and roll. Ow, that hurt my throat.
Incredible action in the Valfaris trailer. I'm very excited for our next guest. In case you have not been in downtown LA, E3 is covered with Borderlands 3 art. It's amazing, it's beautiful. And joining me is the amazing and beautiful Paul Sage, creative director of Borderlands 3.
Beautiful's a new one, thanks.
Yeah, there you go, Paul. Welcome. I mean, there's been so much hype around Borderlands 3. What's the stuff you're really excited to be sharing this year at E3?
Oh man, so we've talked about our Vault Hunters. Well, this time we get to talk about Mose, and she is our gunner Vault Hunter, so she has a big mech, so it's one of the things. all about loot. We're talking about, the different loot, such as shields, grenades, those things, going to different planets. So a lot of stuff to talk about.
Well, I want to start right off with Mose. Tell us everything you can about her.
Okay, yes, I'll tell you everything I can. So Mose, again, like I said, she's a mech pilot. She has this big mech. It's called Iron Bear. She gets into Iron Bear.
Yeah.
We have multiple action skills, which means that she can equip either a minigun or a railgun or a flamethrower. If you want to barbecue your enemies, something like that.
Oh,
so,
nice. Mix and match.
Yeah, Mose is a terrifically fun character for us right now.
Now, we've been excited to be collating a whole bunch of community questions. We're going to break them into two categories. First, there's a whole bunch of repeat questions that I want to make sure we get to right now. One of the big categories is about loot, because you've mentioned having a billion guns earlier, but what can you tell us about some of the other gear, the other progression systems in the game?
Yeah, so let's talk about grenades, like one of my favorite things that we don't get to talk about a lot. So in the past, we've had grenades. If they've had like one thing, they can bounce, they can stick to different things, This time, we're combining like all of those things. So for instance, the other day I was playing and I threw a grenade, and that grenade had a bounce, it would stick, an explosion would come out, and the grenade would fire guns as it was going through, right? So we have like a ton of different grenades that are in there.
Oh.
Shield where if you duck, that shield will extend out in front of you, so just
glitch.
Tons of different things that we have.
It's a toaster?
Class mods are unique, and that they
microwave.
Skills this time
No,
as well
toaster.
as enhancement
Microwave.
skills we currently have.
I also remember earlier you mentioned
It's a
about
microwave.
So artifacts are, we've kind of concentrated on like, hey, does the game feel fluid? Can I, slide into things? Can I jump? Can I mantle? Right. So when we were playing with that, we slid into a barrel, right? And the barrel exploded, and we're like, well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So why don't we do something like that? So our artifacts actually add certain things to movement. So for instance, you can slide faster. You can slide, and every time you slide, there's an explosion. We have something we call.
It's glitching out.
Second category of questions unrelated to loot. Well, there's going to be a single-player campaign. Be happening after the campaign. What are some of the beyond the single-player, maybe end-game you can talk about?
All right, in-game content. Okay, well, it's E3, so I can give a little bit. So we have this thing what we call the Guardian system. So for those people who played Borderlands before, you might remember Badass Ranks. Badass Ranks, you can get, it's basically kind of an infinite progression system that added to your stats.
Yeah.
We doubled down on that.
This isn't annoying at all.
And Guardian Rank not only has that infinite progression, but it has skills and different skins that you can open up as you go through. And the cool thing about that is, like, every character that you play on that account gets the benefits of Guardian Rank.
Oh, interesting. All right, last category we're going to go through, and then we're going to hit some rapid-fire questions. How do the boss fights in Borderlands 3 compare to Borderlands 1 and 2? I know those were big aspects. How do you build upon that?
Right, so I think of a boss fight, like I'm an old school Nintendo fan, right? So I love huge boss fights that have like three phases and stuff like that. So now those people, smart people in the audience know that we've talked about going to vaults instead of vault, right? And so there are different like huge boss encounters.
It's just like glitching out.
That are just multi-phase boss encounters. We have like a lot of different mini bosses throughout the game. So a lot of different boss encounters throughout the game.
It's really annoying.
Well, I want to ask some really quick questions that should be yes or no, very brief. First from Castore. How will you be handling multiplayer?
That's not yes or no, you dumbass.
Anybody can jump in at any time. So
awesome. From MHL Animations. Can I pet the gun? Great question.
I'm not here to judge what you do with your gun, so that's a personal question.
All right, great. Sam Wiseman asks, is Maya's new companion a siren?
People are asking the right questions. That's what I will say about that.
Oh, you tease.
Sorry.
All right, from Ironic Sanguine says, is Tiny Tina going to be seen fighting alongside the Vault Hunters?
Yes.
Nice. All right, I'm just going to blast through a couple more as fast as I possibly can. Right. What's the level cap at launch? 50.
I love Tiny Tina.
Will we get to see Flak?
Yes.
Will we see golden keys and or shift codes for Borderlands 3?
Absolutely.
Will there be duels?
Yes.
Other kinds of PvP?
Yes and no.
And also maybe. Perfect.
Yeah.
And will you be able to transfer weapons between your characters?
Absolutely, right from the start.
Perfect. And when is the damn game coming out?
Friday the 13th, 2019, September 13th.
Perfect. Borderlands.com for more information. Thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Sean, thank you.
And once again, if you have not seen all the setups in downtown for Borderlands 3, they're beautiful. Our next game, we're going to be revisiting a guest that we saw earlier in the show. He's upstairs with Frankie. What you got for us?
Oh, hi, we're live. Sorry. Hello. I was
We're on?
just, I was actually testing out my outfit for this weekend. I don't know, what do you think, John?
I think you look really sharp, as always.
Very sharp. Well, thank you so much. John Gibson, president of Tripwire, thank you for joining us again on the show.
Yeah, very excited to be here.
I thought he was going to say shark. You look very shark.
We revealed Man-Eater to the world. And can you remind anyone who missed it what the game's all about?
Absolutely. Man-Eater is an open-world action RPG, or Shark PG as we call it. You start as a small baby shark pup.
Get out of here with
survive
that
in this harsh
nonsense.
world and try to eat your way to the top of the ecosystem. The three words that we think sum the game up the best are eat, explore, and evolve. And we also have someone we'd like you to meet.
Well, let's meet him then. Let's take a look at the new trailer.
Do 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 do. Man-Eater.
Dressed fisherman in the trailer, because quite frankly, not even I would eat him.
That was Scaly Pete. And Scaly Pete's the villain in this tale. Pete is a best fisherman in the Gulf, best shark fisherman, or he'll tell you he's the best shark fisherman. And he disfigures our baby shark at the beginning of the game and does some really nasty things. So he's not a very nice guy. And now the story of Man-Eater is told through the lens of a reality show called Shark Hunters versus Man-Eaters. And it follows Pete and the player shark on its adventures.
I messed up this puzzle somehow.
It's a really, it's a very exciting way to tell a story.
And based on that trailer, to be honest, John, it looks like your main goal of the shark is to just bite everything.
Yeah, there is an awful lot of man-eating going on in this game. That is the name of the game. And but we like to think of the game as a shark-tastic fun action game. It's like GTA if you were a shark. But there's there is more to the game than just eating. So we spent a lot of time moving through the water, breaching out, and adding abilities to go up on the beach for an afternoon snack.
I really messed up this puzzle.
There's a lot of exciting things that you can do in the game.
And you mentioned before it's a shark PG. How does that progression system work?
I'm gonna have to restart.
So there's three facets to
Gosh
the shark
darn
PG
it.
elements of the game. There's growth, there's life phases, and there's
I messed up
evolutions.
really bad.
So growth comes about through eating things, nutrients, people, whatever you can find. And that's kind of like your XP in the game. That allows you to level up. Your shark will grow a little bit. You'll get more
He's
powerful.
eating
And
shark
then at
people.
key phases, you'll make a big jump. So let's say you're a brooding teenage shark and you're about to become an adult. When you become an adult, you take a big leap in size, a big leap in power and capability. And then as you reach these life phases, you unlock evolutions that can be applied to parts of the shark's body. For example, you could get metallic teeth that allow you to shred boats, or a powerful tail that allows you to jump to incredible heights, or you could get mutated lungs that allow you to spend a little more time on the beach getting those afternoon snacks.
Just really quickly, John, everyone's wanting to know this question. When's it coming out?
So we're really hard hammerheading away at this game. And
Hammerhead
it's the most
Shark.
awesome shark RPG ever. We're not ready to announce a date, but we're pretty certain you're going to see it before the next PC gaming show.
Well, I hope we do, John. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start biting people. In fact, I'm quite hungry at the moment, so I think actually I'm going to find an audience member because you guys look tasty. So I'll see you in a bit. I'm just going to have a snack. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
know, one of the absolute best parts about being sponsored by PC Gaming Show is I get to sit for this next segment and talk to you about Terraria. One of the best-selling PC games of all time, selling almost 30 million copies. And part of the reason why it's maintained such popularity
I bought 2 copies.
is the fact that the developers Relogic continue to add content, going from 250 items at release to now
for the PC,
4,000.
just so I can play with someone.
An ultimate expansion coming
Mainly
out,
Sid.
Terraria Journey's End.
Wait, what? Journey's End. Me and Sid have been playing this like crazy. The frig? Is this the last update? Ah, golf! There's gonna be golf! Oh, they finally add that. I'm using a mod to have that in the game. That's the thing, is as soon as they're done with it, like done updating it, it doesn't matter. There's gonna be modders that are still modding it. So, at least there's that. What just happened? It just froze. You just gonna end it. Just gonna end it there.
That we're going to be looking at is
Duh.
the spiritual successor to her story.
You interested in me, and then took it away.
Interactive, and joining me to talk about it is game director Sam
Why you
Barlow
do this to me?
and actor-producer Logan Marshall Green. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Yeah.
That felt like there was more to be shown there, but they cut it off.
If you haven't played her story, you totally should. It's fantastic. I want to note, it is a game where you watch live interactive video in order to uncover what happened with a murder. What is it that's going on in Telling Lies? What's the premise?
So, like her story, Telling Lies is a game in which you watch video footage to piece together a story. And
My
this
brain.
time we have a
It
woman
hurts
who has
for some reason.
stolen an NSA hard drive, which contains secretly recorded, intimate and private conversations between our 4 characters. Something has gone terribly wrong, and it's up to you to figure out what and why.
It's time to take a look at some of the gameplay mechanics and see Telling Lies in action. Let's take a look.
Once upon a time.
It's late. I gotta get her in the bath.
I don't love you and I don't miss you.
You already know too much.
I already know too much. Ah.
It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. Love you. Love you.
I've only ever been in love once. It was with a girl I met when I was 18, but I was too young and naive to handle it properly. I guess I still carry the torch for it, which makes me an incurable romantic or underdeveloped emotionally. I'm a loyal friend.
A man died in my eyes at work today.
It's a rainbow.
Just seen. I mean, talk to me about the mechanics. I mean, I saw, the subtitles up, highlighting, and it was loading more video footage. What's going on?
So what we do in Telling Lies is we take all of the...
We tell lies!
normal video games. All that walking around in a 3D world. And we apply that directly to the story, to the footage itself. So you're going to be scrubbing around in these clips, paying close attention, and you're going to be picking up on the subtext, listening to names, people, places. And with that information, you're going to use that to find more clips, dig into those, and over time kind of build up this picture of the story. And it's truly like an open world video game.
Well, I mean, a lot of times with open world video games, they talk about, the square kilometerage or miles in America. What's the sort of scope that we're talking about? Like, how many hours of footage is there?
So we got like over 10 hours of footage here.
Wow,
so
really?
It's a story that encompasses like 2 years. What I wanted to do with this one was, like I said, really embrace this idea of it being an open world game.
Embrace it hard.
Just lose yourself in this story.
Yeah.
All the characters. It's this huge, messy, colorful story
No.
that we're trying to tell.
Well, I'm curious, Logan, as a performer in this kind of game, what is it like to actually try
No.
to have all the layers in there?
I'm not doing this
performance, also
right.
not knowing when a
Messing
player is
this
going
up.
to be seeing the specific footage you're performing.
Well, it's definitely a non-linear open world game, but our approach and Sam's approach was not unlike a movie or a TV show, and we had to understand it A to B. And so, for the most part, that's how we shot it. Obviously, when you're shooting a movie or a TV show, and in this case, a game, you're going to be
I don't know how
shooting
I'm doing
out
this.
of order, but we actually stayed pretty linear in how we approached the story. We went after it like all the other times we're actors. We just went after intention and then what do we want, and we tried to make it as deep. You know, it's got a lot of scope.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make it as deep as possible, and Sam is one of the best movie or TV directors I've worked with, so it was very similar.
Look at you two. Now, of course, I do want to.
I'm stumped on this puzzle.
I've not played her story. It's quick to play through. It's absolutely brilliant. Please check it out in the meantime. But we're, of course, waiting to find out, when can we play Telling Lies?
Very soon. Very soon, I promise. We'll have a date soon. Right now, you can go to Steam. You can wishlist it on Steam. We all love Steam. And yeah, very soon. We'll be showing a little bit more of...
Don't assume my gender Steam.
Desperate to get it out.
What?
Yeah. As soon as humans
Don't assume my...
Logan, thanks so much for joining me on
I tried to make it a
stage.
joke and I
Once again,
screwed up.
Telling Lies.
Don't assume my program.
Now, up on the balcony, Frankie's going to be talking to us about
Oh,
the
I'm
game
so
my
stumped on
friends
this
year
damn
after
puzzle.
year after year keep telling me I have
Too
to
much
play
yellow.
How much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with
It's
all
all
Frankie?
bunched up and it's like
One
super
of my
hard.
favourite parts of last year's show, aside from being upstaged by a giant duck, was getting a
Quack.
glimpse at the future of Warframe. And here with the latest look at the next expansion to the universe is Space Mum Rebecca Ford. So, chat, behave yourselves, please, because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca, what are we about to see?
We're going to take a look
Mummy?
at an amazing trailer that our team has put together. A lot of our players have been waiting a year for a look at what we've been calling Railjack, so it's about time to, you know, see what we've been doing.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Mummy dearest. Nope. 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 Warframe. God damn it. July 6th. Damn it.
Rebecca, it must be
Should have
so
took a picture of that.
exciting to
Should
know
have sent
your
it to
fans
Dan.
have finally seen it, and you're clearly going all in on the epic space combat. So tell me about the new stuff that players are going to be able to experience.
I wasn't shaking before we started talking, and now I am because it's real, because, you know, Empyrean is what we're calling codename Railjack. It's basically taking the Space Ninja part of Warframe, sending it back up to space, bringing players that squad gameplay they know, taking the enemies like the Corpus and the Grineer, giving them their own Railjack to essentially explore the solar system with and take... Well, TennoCon is in London, Ontario. It's July 6th, and you can come watch it online.
I don't even know.
Showing a lot more in our keynote for what Empyrean...
I'm so stumped on this puzzle. There's too many 10s. There's too many yellows and 10s. There's too many yellow 10s.
I cannot say that on live television, but, you know, there are ways.
Ah.
If you watch your Warframe account to your Twitch account, if you watch
Ah.
20 minutes of our Tenno Live show, you
Wah.
can get it. Hopefully you stay for the whole hour, because we got lots to show.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, and good luck with
Wow.
Okay, we've seen some amazing stuff today, but nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game. Developed by Brooklyn-based studio Feral Cat Den, it's an existential bass jazz odyssey set during the Big Bang. Yeah, it's actually blown my mind learning about this one. Buckle up, everyone, because we're about to get bonkers with Genesis Noir.
Bonkers! Who doesn't like to get bonkers? Shiitake mushrooms. Getting all bonkers, getting the bonkers, 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 getting really bonkers, bonky, bonky, bonkers. Come on, everybody, and get little bonkers, 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 get a little bonkers. Nope. Come on! Ah! No, that won't work.
Genesis Noir, just beautiful, stylish art. The next game we're going to take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play as a 6-year-old.
Don't call me a hoe.
Monastery and find your mother.
You're the hoe.
Using toys and tricks to avoid monks. Let's take a look at this gorgeous spaghetti western inspired project from Studio Handy Games.
This puzzle! Nope.
El Hijo, once again, is the title of the trailer we just saw. For our final guest tonight, please join me in welcoming from Larian Studios, CEO Sven Vinke, and from Dungeons & Dragons at Wizards of the Coast, the creative director of Dungeons & Dragons, Mike Merles, to talk about Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah! Now, this was only just recently announced. How did this partnership come about?
We went to see Wizards of the Coast at the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
That was back in 2014. And I tried to convince them back then that they should give us the Baldur's Gate 3 license. And they said, nah. But we had a long chat about what the vision would be for the game. And then we kept on bumping into each other. And then suddenly in 2016, I get a phone call from Nathan Stewart, who's the big boss of Mike and the head of Dungeons & Dragons. He said, you need to come to Seattle right away. We're going to have dinner in a very shady restaurant. And he had this big stack of paper with him.
Sounds fun.
And on it was
I did it!
And in it was
I did it!
we talked about.
Ah!
Do you still want to do it?
I finished the puzzle.
Of course I still want to do it.
It was a rock! God damn it! It looked like a freaking rainbow door.
I mean, what does the Baldur's Gate franchise mean to you, Mike?
Oh, to me,
Too much yellow.
Of D&D computer games, right? I mean, for me personally,
Too much 10s near each other too.
Finally, I had the chance to actually play a D&D
Too much
campaign,
yellow
and I'm gonna
10s.
run them for all my friends. So it means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's such a fantastic.
Ugh, so annoying.
And it's so exciting to see it come to not only a new generation of gamers, but for the gamers who remember.
Well, those games where if the same colors near itself
So it's
too many times, then it becomes kind of hard because you're trying to figure out which part of that color is supposed to be
about some of the story elements, the
your
world
priority.
elements. What are things we're going to see in Baldur's Gate 3?
Well, we're only talking about what's in the trailer right now, but obviously you're going to go to the city, because we start with the city. You start outside of the city.
I have not been paying too much attention.
They're very nasty.
I really want to know more about the Terraria stuff, but they cut off.
It's accelerated, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of iconic creatures, iconic characters, iconic places, and that's as far as we go.
I'm curious about some of the gameplay elements because obviously, there's just been a big resurgence of Dungeons and Dragons, tons of broadcasts on Twitch. I mean, how do you translate some of the insane things that players want to do into, what has to be a structured computer game?
So we started with the player handbook, which is basically the basic rule set of Dungeons and Dragons.
Which player handbook? Which
Fifth edition.
Right. Yeah.
And so we ported as much as we could to the video game. We looked at what worked really well. We looked at the things that didn't work that well because it is a video game and this was made for tabletop gaming. And so we started modifying those things, and then we had to add things on top of it because if you play tabletop, you have a game master, and you say, "Well, I want to do this."
Yeah.
And then the
I
game
want to start a fight with a pigeon, and he's like, "Okay, roll for dexterity."
Exactly.
Ooh, pigeon.
So we had to add systems to make that possible.
Let's eat it.
But we've gone very, very far.
Yeah, I mean, can you give an example of like a crazy moment that a player might do that you could
Terraria.
Let's say that we get into a fight because you ask a nasty question, I don't want to answer it. And I take the chair over there, I put it on fire, smash it on your head. Well, just as an example.
That's just an example. This is fine. We're just talking.
These are things that we have to put systems into the game for to do it, which are not necessarily going to be described inside of the book.
Interesting. And I mean, like, Mike, in terms of your role, speaking to Larian Studios, you have tons of data of all the sorts of things that players do. What's the sort of information that you provide in assistance?
Well, really what it comes down to is providing the story support. We think of Dungeons & Dragons, the universe of D&D.
Let's try this out. I wanna officially. Is this? I hate when theater mode gets in the way. Or not theater mode. Play on TV thing. Really loud. Is it just gonna cut off at the same point? No, it wasn't supposed to cut off there. Okay, it looks like it's supposed to end with a title drop. Okay, so can we look at this quickly? Journey's End. What are we seeing that's different? Down here, there's a bunch of numbers. I don't know what these are. Down here. Different biomes now? New biomes? Whoa, what was that? Oh, you can do rolling and... You can a little bit better at picking the kind of world you want, and there's seed. Was there a seed thing in the normal game? I don't know. I usually just make a random world. I never use the seed. Golf. I can't believe there's golf. I really want to play it. There's mods for this though, but this looks way more better than any of the mods I've seen so far. Master mode. Kites! Yeah, I cut a few things off there. 2019, coming 2019. There's more stuff. Like, me and Sid haven't even scrapped. Weird audio jump.
For coming out to the 5th annual PC Gaming
Oh, it's
Show.
done.
So much for coming out to the 5th annual PC Gaming
I just
Show.
repeated myself. I just quit to go watch the Terraria thing, and it's done anyways. That's amazing. Oh, skipped a few frames. It says.
Make this possible. Epic Game Store, iWin, Frontier, Funcom, Paradox, Interactive, Hovercast, Perfect World, Rebellion, Tripwire, and Samsung. As you know, PC Gaming is a platform. It's not a publisher or developer, so the sponsors are essential for
Me and Sid barely scratched the surface of Terraria as it is.
And I gotta ask Frank, any titles you're excited about?
We done more than me and Dan though.
Definitely Planet Zoo, and slightly more awkwardly then I also
Me and Sid have fought most of the bosses.
So Maneater, of course.
Even though me and Dan haven't for the actual series. Me and Sid just playing for fun. But me and Dan for our series, we haven't fought that many bosses yet.
It officially begins tomorrow. Big shout out to all the other press conferences. Hello again, Dropped Frames. Good to see you 2 years in a row. We hope you all have a fantastic time at E3.
I gotta say, PC Gamer did it better this year.
See you next year. Bye, bye, bye.
You get a clap for that. You did it much better this year. It was like pretty rapid fire with the stuff. They didn't spend too much time slowly talking about crap.
Last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every
Watch this!
Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Don't mock me. Don't got that kind of money.
When my father saved my life, he told me never to forget who I am, where I come from.
So the next thing's at 4. Ubisoft. What time is it? 2:50. So in an hour, about an hour. Oh, what was that Warframe thing? I want to send it to Dan. I need to find it though. Yeah, I can't find it. PC Gamer Show E3 2019. Maybe if I look it up on YouTube and then zoom ahead to the part where it was and then take a screenshot. Boy. What are these people? Oh. Well, the Terraria thing's on my phone. PC Gamer Terraria Journey's End Trailer. Journey's End Trailer. I can't wait till that's out. But yeah, me and Sid have been playing a lot of Terraria. We've been playing a lot of Terraria. She's gotten pretty decent at it, but I do most of the fighting. It's fun though. But I've fought quite a few of the bosses on the Wii U by myself. Just when I'm bored, I'd play it, and then I fought a lot of them on the PC. I got past hard mode on the Wii U, but I haven't gotten past hard mode on the PC yet because when I'm playing on the PC, I'm playing with Sid. If I'm playing on the Wii U, I'm just playing by myself. But yeah, me and Dan haven't gotten past hard mode yet. I don't know what this means, but I'm gonna send it to Dan. It looks like you have to watch. It's not taking a screenshot. Do I need to do it this way? God, phone, take a screenshot. It doesn't want to take a screenshot. You're supposed to rub my hand across it like this. But it's not working. Am I doing it right? There we go, finally. Wasn't taking it. I don't know what this means, but it does say free for Warframe, and Dan played a lot of Warframe, so maybe he'll be interested. I'll send it to him. Okay. So at about an hour, the Ubisoft one will start.
On choice and consequences, and like, you know, working on like RPG games.
Yeah. So we're gonna end it here for now. We'll be back with more when the Ubisoft one starts. See you then.